the higher they climb.
Bank now fires in zone. Caught in coverage. Touchdown, Alaska.
The harder they fall.
Punt from Finch. It's blocked. No way.
The more they feast.
Big sexy.
The hungrier they become.
Fats is out and he's ready to eat.
The closer they get.
Touchdown, Tallahassee.
The further they reach.
Hey, this time he's got a man, Merrill.
May God have mercy on your sin. Tasting ultimate victory. Or starting all over again. The more they shine,
Tallahassee's moving on.
the bigger the brawl.
Duke Wilson makes it happen.
An experience unlike any other.
He bounced out of the foot of Hernandez and he caught it.
The Simulation Football League presents.
It's the SFL here on Twitch TV. Let's kick it. We're on the way.
The 10th SFL Championship game. Welcome to Tallahassee, Florida, in the Lions Den for tonight's game, SFL Championship game between the Alaska Storm and the Tallahassee Pride. How we doing out there,
Hey
Steve?
guys, Steven Mullinax here. Great to be on color with Cam here. This is what we have played these hard weeks for. These two teams have been on a collision course throughout this entire season. Tonight, they will decide a champion.
Coin toss is next.
The Tallahassee Pride will kick off as the SFL's 10th championship game is underway with Richard Douglas with the ball on the tee. Kick it! We're underway. From the 11-yard line, Robert Merrill on the return up to the 28. And that's where we'll meet Ron Cochran and that Alaska Storm offense.
Max Paul Mighty says that he wants to make this Tallahassee team earn every yard and blitz them like hell. Let's see if they can do that offensively against this Pride.
First down and 10 for Ron Cochran as he's going to be sacked on the first play. That sack from Kevin Bain right off the get-go, and that cannot be good for Alaska's offensive strategy here tonight.
Well, when we talk about Tallahassee, we're often talking about this stacked defensive line. Look, each one of these four defensive linemen here are starters. They have double-digit sacks on the season.
Second down and 14 for Cochran. He's going to be sacked again. A loss of 2 yards right up the gut. It's Hunter Norwood, and Tallahassee is all over Alaska here early.
Force him to rush his throws and make some mistakes. So far, they've been getting to the quarterback.
Third down and 16, and Cochran on a three-step drop fires it over the middle. The pass is tipped away and deflected. It's fourth down and 16, and this is a really rough start for the Storm, who may be playing with a little nerves against those unbeaten Tallahassee Pride.
Never been to the championship game before. So they're coming in with some nerves, absolutely. But so far, it's looked like the Pride have come in with all the confidence, all the momentum, and they're at home. This does not bode well for Alaska.
Fourth down and 16. Alaska will punt it away, working on the audio issues every setup appears to be a little different, so we're getting that all corrected. And from the 38-yard line, Kenny Stokes, not a lot of room to run. It'll be first down for the Pride. Christian Christensen at quarterback trots onto the field.
And Christian Christensen is the absolute definition of an SFL quarterback. First in passing yardage, first in passing yards per attempt, first in passing touchdowns, and the #1 quarterback rating in the league. This guy personifies what it is to be an SFL quarterback.
So first down and 10 for Tallahassee, and back to pass. It's caught by Duke Wilson down to the Alaska 36-yard line. A solid start for the boys in purple as the Pride move the chains.
213 pounds. This dominated the league this season. 80 receptions, 1,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, the most in the league.
First down and 10 for Tallahassee. As Christensen drops to throw, deep ball to Gossett, corner wrap, caught down to the 10-yard line. First down for Tallahassee. It's all Pride here early on.
Talk about the perfect throw for the perfect situation, right over his left shoulder. Christensen delivers the dime, drops it in the bucket. No nerves on this guy, Cam. He's made out of stone right now.
First down and 10. Handoff to Jay Ignola. There's a penalty marker on the play, the first of the game, and I believe we have the audio adjusted and corrected for you. Let's get the call from the officials.
And that's a hold, so that's going to bring that back.
By the Pride tonight. They haven't made really any at all, but they're, it hurts them. It gives them first down at 20. But with this offense, Cam, it's so electric. They can gain those 20 yards in a single play.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line. First and 20, actually, at the 20-yard line. As Christian Christensen is out of the gun. Back to pass, short throw, and it's just dropped. Dropped right over the middle by Jay Ignola. Now it's 2nd and 20, and it's Tallahassee's first big mistake.
Yeah, if they have maybe one weakness here, Ignola will make a bad mistake every once in a while. He's more of a guy that's going to run for you on the outside, can get you some good runs, solid runs on the inside between the tackles. But if you're looking for him to be a wide receiver, he's a bit in that area, but still not a pass certainly he should have caught right in his hands.
Brings up a 2nd down and 20 for Tallahassee. Alaska with a 4-man front, 6 in the box. Back to pass, Christensen. Pass is caught on the sideline by Wilson down to the 15-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for Tallahassee after this drive started so positively.
It seems to have stemmed from that penalty call for holding. Now it just seems like everything's going against the Pride here, but let's not mistake the fact here that they're on the Alaska 15. They're going to try and get points no matter what, as long as they don't make a critical mistake here.
3rd down, 15 for Christensen, 4 wide receivers. Back to pass, look at the time. Christensen, end zone, double coverage, incomplete as Alaska knocks that one away in the back of the end zone. Kayshawn Paul, the strong safety out there getting the defense, and hey, Alaska's defense.
And that's something we haven't seen a lot this season, able to really double team Gossett. They both played their positions perfectly, and a nice break up there by the secondary. Has to be a win for Alaska here. Maybe it helps them gain some momentum in this game.
This a 32-yard field goal attempt for Richard Douglas, and that field goal is good. And with 7:35 to go in the first quarter, it's Alaska nothing, and
Well, Stephen, a lot of people out there want to know who exactly we are. And we're the first controllerless competitive e-sport
in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got guys that are out here. These players, these avatars that you see on the field, they are actual users, many of them. And you first time being here in this league, first time seeing this, wondering what it is, wanting to get involved. Hey, you could be a player, you could be a coach, you could be an owner. This is a one of the most unique esports there is in the world, and it's right at your doorstep. You guys want to get involved? We have openings for you.
2,640 viewers and counting right now, and we appreciate everyone for hanging tight through the little audio hiccups at the beginning. That should sound better. Let us know in the chat as we're just getting started here from the Lions Den in Alaska. The handoff goes to Stanley Nordellis. That picks up 5. Second down and 5 for Alaska as their offense scrolls across your...
And Nordellis is a underrated running back in this league. He can get those tough yards for you. This is typically, in Alaska, it's typically a pass-first offense. Nice to see that Alaska's trying to get the run game involved, help them break up that really tough defensive line.
Second down and 5 for Cochran. Going play fake. Ron Cochran near side. Pass caught by Robert Merrill. That picks up a first down for the Storm, and Tallahassee's defense scrolls atop as you get a replay of this.
Robert Merrill, one of the most steadfast receivers in this league. This is his 3rd season. He is Cochran's security blanket. He can make those tough plays, get those first downs for you. You need a veteran like this in this kind of game to just keep the entire group.
First down and 10, 6:43 to go in the first. Out of the eye, handoff to Nordellis. Not much there, only picked up a yard. And Hunter Norwood and company get the stop. I believe that's Jamal Carroll also helping out that tough defense.
Yeah, those 4 defensive linemen make the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse there. They just blocked up those running lanes. Nordellis had nowhere to go. And here now we're looking at 2nd and 9.
Second down, 9 for Alaska, down 3-0 here early. This is the SFL's 10th championship game as that pass is caught midfield up to the 48-yard line. Robert Merrill again. Merrill is eating against that Tallahassee secondary on this second drive after it was all Tallahassee's front four.
Damn, that's pure chemistry right there. Cochran and Merrill have been working all season, and Cochran literally throws his receiver open on that play. Just a wonderful chemistry between those two guys.
This is what Alaska does. They bleed you dry as that pass to the outside caught by Optimus Klein. That's the first time we've seen Klein involved in the action. He led the league in receptions this season. It's 2nd and 3.
Catches for 1,400 yards. Only 5 touchdowns, but he has brought a scoring streak here into the playoffs, into this championship game. Expect the big fella to get in the end zone in this one.
Second down, 3, halfway through the first quarter, 3-0, the undefeated Tallahassee Pride as Cochran out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, shuffles his feet, fires far side to Merrill. Merrill's got 3 grabs on the drive, tackle made by Kenny Stokes. 1st and 10 with 5 minutes to go in the...
It's just really easy right now for Cochran, who was bombarded in that first series. His offensive line has stepped up and giving him a lot of time here just to make the easy throws, and the receivers are getting wide open.
3-0 Pride. Stephen Mullinex and Cameron Irvine along with you. Ron Cochran, 3 steps, fires down the middle of the field, caught by Jeff Como, the 3rd receiver on this depth chart, and Jeff Como certainly an integral part of the Alaska Storm.
He's got the size of a tight end, 6'6", 215 pounds. The rookie Como is a big target, gives Cochran a big catching window, radius there to throw to. Como's the 3rd wide receiver in this group, but because they spread the love in Alaska, he gets plenty of looks.
First down and 10, 4:47 to go in the first. Trips off the right side, handoff to, oh boy, big hit there. That was, again, Jamal Carroll, and Nordellis has nowhere to...
That's one of the benefits of having all of these star players on your defensive line. These linebackers get to tee off on the running back and anybody coming out of the backfield, because these big defensive linemen, they just take up so much space.
What a drive for Alaska after just getting mauled on the first. Nordellis breaks a tackle, and Anthony Wayo cleans him up before he's able to get the first down. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Storm, but they're inside the 5.
Coming into this game, the talk about the Tallahassee Pride was they have a really balanced offense now. But Alaska's actually the one showing that they're able to do whatever they want on the ground, do whatever they want through the air, showing a lot of balance in the way that they play and keeping this really talented Pride defense on their heels.
3rd down and 1 at the 4-yard line. 3:46 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Tallahassee over Alaska. 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Cochran's at the bottom, hand off Nordellis. He won't get there on a 3rd down and short. Brought down by big number 90. Preston Ingram on the defensive front. Tallahassee's drive was so long they had some starters off the field, but the Pride get it done anyway, and coming out to kick is Brad.
What individual effort by the defender there, and that's not one of their starters that came in. That's a guy filling in, and boy, does he make a great play in the backfield. 4th down.
23-yard field goal for Brechet is good, and just like that, we've got a 3-3 ball game. Stephen, we've got a lot of new users out there. We want them to join our Discord. Tell them how to do.
Well, you know, everything, to access all the things that we do, to find out our history, see our documentary, see what teams there are, what cities are represented, even look at all of our stats, our history. You got to go to simulationfl.net. That's our website. That's where everything connects, and there you'll get the info how to join Discord.
So 1st down coming up for Tallahassee. The game is tied at 3. This is the SFL's 10th championship game, and we are so happy to be here at Media Tech Institute here on site, on location today.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a crowd here watching this live with us. That's a little bit unusual for us, Cam.
We can feel the beats of sweat off of my forehead. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Christian Christensen, deep ball, down the middle, caught by Ken Gossett. Wide open, little bit of coverage, but it was behind him, and Ken Gossett is the man, the myth, the legend for this Tallahassee Pride.
Oh, this guy has a frame that allows him to win these 50-50 balls. He's able to get up in the air. He's got vines for arms, Cam. They just go forever, and he'll just snatch it in midair. We've seen him do this time and time again. Regardless of who's defending him, this guy always seems to be a nightmare for the defense.
1st down for the Pride at the 47-yard line, now driving for the 2nd time after they got a field goal on their first possession. Flip out to the back. That's Caleb Conley getting his first catch of the game, breaking off a tackle. Conley gets all the way down to the 34-yard line of the Storm. And Caleb Conley, that X factor, that fullback. You don't see a lot of star fullbacks in the league. Conley's one of the best.
This guy's a Swiss Army knife. Look, he doesn't just block for his running back. He'll catch passes out of the backfield. He'll do the dirty work between the tackles to get those goal line plays, snatch those goal line touchdowns away from his running back. Conley, like you said, absolutely, that's the correct way to call him, to call him out as an X factor. He could be the X factor in this game.
2,930 of you joining us from the Twitch front page. We welcome you into the SFL Championship game as Christian's pass in coverage is caught by Gossett. That man never drops anything, and it's 1st down into the red zone of the 17.
Look, Cam, he's got the ball skills to snatch throws outside of his frame and the leaping skills to high point the ball away from the defender. This guy's been doing this all season. Look, for me, a near lock for at least co-MVP, maybe with his quarterback. The guy's just been making crazy plays all year you don't typically see from the position.
1st down and 10 at the 17. Tallahassee has looked nearly unstoppable here in the first quarter as Jay Anyola gets a carry, pickup of 4. But Alaska's defense has been doing it all year. Bend but not break. And they've done it well so far here.
Yeah, they're the number 3 overall defense in the league this year, only allowing 20 points per game. And they're only bested really by the Tallahassee Pride, who have the number 2 overall defense. So these two teams perfectly matched.
2nd and 6, less than a minute to go in the first. Christensen going to drop to throw, fires a fade route to the short corner of the end zone, and Gossett gets that pass swatted away. I believe that was Evan Carroll on the coverage. There he is, number 29, 3rd down and 6, perfectly.
Well, and a nice, tall, 6'2", 195 cornerback. Is his 3rd season in the league for Carroll. Nice individual effort there to knock the ball away. But a tough one-on-one matchup with Gossett. That's something we need to watch all night.
3rd down, 6, 4 receivers, empty set for Christensen. Trying to get Alaska to jump, perhaps. 3 on the line. Big, sexy Alex Dominguez has been quiet tonight as that pass again going for the corner, knocked away. Evan Carroll is winning player of the game early, honors here early, Stephen, because he's been all over Ken Gossett.
Well, and that play right there specifically, his makeup speed was incredible because off the line, Gossett beat him. Was open just for a fraction of the second, and Christensen lofts the ball to his favorite receiver, but Carroll makes another great individual play, knocks it away. Boy, he's up for a big contract next season.
So again, more field goals here as the kicker, Richard Douglas, has gotten a lot of work here early. 29-yarder is up and good, and Tallahassee takes a 6-3 lead here early in the championship game. We've had 4 possessions, 3 field goals, and a 3-and-out punt, and the Pride have an early 3-point.
Well, Cam, you know, both of these offenses have looked good. I mean, they've been able to go down the field and pretty much do whatever they want until they get into the red zone. And that's, you know, we've seen this. It's typical here in the SFL. Once we get in the red zone, those defenses start to collapse, and there's just less field to cover. That means more defenders out there. And these defenders so far on both sides of the ball have been making the critical stops and critical plays when they've needed to, and they've forced field goals so far.
So Merrill returns that one up to the 32-yard line. The Alaska offense out there for their 3rd series. You know, it was interesting that Tallahassee got those back-to-back sacks early, and we really didn't see that at all on that second drive as Ron Cochran adjusted to the speed of this championship game. I think we all kind of have, with 23 seconds to go in the first. Back to passes. Cochran, and just as I say that, he goes down for a 3-yard loss. That is Mike Fats Johnson with the jumper afterwards, and Tallahassee's going to end the quarter on their 3rd sack of the first.
Fans who have been just sacking the quarterbacks across the league. Last week against Houston, a combined 12 tackles, 4 total sacks, and 11 tackles for loss. I think they have 4 sacks already, and we just ended the first quarter.
That's the end. That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Alaska 3, Tallahassee 6. We'll be right back after these messages from our friends at the SFL. Music is the provider of the SFL. Listen to their hits will run soundtrack at amusic.com. It's all new esports landing on the best music like action sounds to boost the quality of your esports stream. Just like us, log on to form at apmmusic.com/esports for more information. APM Music, music library, and custom house. Start of the second quarter from the Lions Den in Tallahassee. And Ron Cochran on a 2nd down and 13 will fire it over the middle. That's caught for an 11-yard pickup. That is Yassine Clifton. First time we've heard Clifton's name called tonight, and he has really been an X factor down the stretch.
Yeah, Cam, especially here as the playoffs have started, you know, as the season progressed, really didn't know about this guy, and he kind of exploded on the scene late. A big 6'7" target for Cochran here, and he's come into play and helped them get to the championship game.
Third down, just getting the pass away, and how about Robert Merrill? Keeping the toes in, gets a pat on the back from Douglas on the sideline, but under duress, Ron Cochran gets it away. That was his most impressive pass.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he has the stones to stay in the pocket and hold the ball to the very last second until and gets it off to his receiver, able to throw an accurate pass with so much trash in front of him. This guy is the most accurate passer in the SFL right now for a reason.
75% on the season. Cochran, puff fake, he should have thrown it the first time, and that pass will fall harmlessly to the turf, as getting involved now in the game is Taekwon Hale, and really, it doesn't matter. It's somebody's night on this Tallahassee defensive front every time they step.
Yeah, it seems like you call out a different name and a different number from this defense every time we have a series here. Like somebody just kind of takes control of it, but that's what you get when you've got all these guys helping each other and blocking for each other. Somebody's going to get free.
Second down and 10. Cochran steps up, hit as he threw, but the pass is caught by Clifton. Boy, Ron Cochran is going to have to get in the ice bath after this game. He is just getting killed.
Well, I think he's willing to take the punishment if he can get and have that trophy here at the end of the game. But look at this here. This is a perfect pass. In a place where there's two receivers in the area, that means there's usually two or more defenders in the area. But Cochran, with a guy beating down on him, is able to get the ball away and get it to his big receiver in Clifton.
First and 10 for Alaska. 9:46 to go in the second quarter. Boy, you can tell these two teams deserve to be in this championship game. The way they're going toe for toe, that pass way overthrown for Robert Merrill, and you start to wonder, Stephen, if he's hearing some footsteps there in the pocket with that defense.
Yeah, he could be seeing ghost a little bit, but I think that was more about the receiver not being able to complete his route. He just had two defenders in his area. I think they kind of got in the way of where he wanted to go. And, you know, this Alaska offense is about timing. So if he can't be at the point where Cochran needs him to be, then the pass can go wayward.
Cochran gets slammed down in the backfield by Bain. That's a loss of 8 yards. Bain's got 2 sacks tonight. And just a quick stat update for you. Christian Christensen is 6 for 10 passing for 116 yards. Ron Cochran is 8 of 10 passing for 79 yards.
And now the Storm are forced into a long play here to try and get this first down. I really, honestly, Cam, I thought they would be more of a quick pass offense than they've shown here in this game. I didn't think they'd look long as much as they are. They need a big one here.
Third down 18. They just go quick over the middle to Clifton. That helps them in the field position battle, but that's going to be tough to overcome on an 18-yard. And that's not Alaska's MO. That's not their offense to get 18 yards.
No, they have been quick pass, you know, and against this defensive line with so many star players, you expected them just to play to their strength. But here they've been forced to look long, and it's just not their forte.
Tallahassee's got 4 sacks. Kevin Bain with 2, Norwood with 1, Johnson with 1. Look at this punt rolling all the way in, and someone sleeping on that Alaska special teams unit as they let that one dribble into the end zone, and Tallahassee's going to get the ball.
Yeah, I think it's a case of one of the guys like, are you going to get it? And the other guy's like, are you going to get it? I don't know, are you going to get it? And then it rolls into the end zone. Nobody gets it, and everybody gets it from the special teams coach on the sidelines.
Jay Anyola, just a couple of carries. We thought we might see a little bit more from him so far. Ken Gossett's been targeted 6 times. He already has 67 yards. First down and 10 for Christensen. Back to pass in a bit of a trouble. And look at that, wide open, diving to make the play over the outstretched arms of Ryan Tobin. That's Duke Wilson now. 55 yards on 3 grabs, moves the chains.
Duke Wilson has averaged 22.5 yards per reception. This is why he is the strongest deep threat in the game right now, and a guy that's not going to be playing after this game. This is his final game, Cam.
So he says. I've heard some new rumors that he might be thinking about keeping his playing days alive, and why wouldn't you after the Rookie of the Year candidates had such a good year. That pass is whacked away. Good defense there. Good coverage from Ramel Hernandez, who's been a good player for this Tallahassee squad.
Yeah, Hernandez may need a bit of a promotion there. He played that ball perfectly, broke on it. He just couldn't hold on to it. You know, those defenders, if they could catch the ball, those defenders would be playing on offense. There's a reason they're playing defense, because a lot of them got hands of stone.
Needs those hands. 2nd down and 10 from the 45-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 backs for Tallahassee. Up 6-3. The handoff is, well, it doesn't go for much. Couldn't even see who got it. Conley picks up just 1, and really good defense there from Alaska. That's Andrew Francis, the star linebacker.
And now we're starting to see both of these defenses put the screws on these offenses a little bit. They're making adjustments. They're figuring out what the game plans are early, and we're not seeing those sustained long offensive runs.
3rd down 9, Christensen in a bit of trouble, and he tried to force that ball to Duke Wilson on the sideline. Ryan Davidson knocks that one away. And look at that, Alaska's defense getting a stop around midfield, and both of these units.
Well, nice athletic play by the defender there, Davidson, able to reach back and knock that ball away. But even if the receiver had caught it, they weren't going to convert that 1st down, so they were just trying to make it easier for their punter.
Brian Davidson in the chat asking what he's doing. Probably wanted 2 hands on that ball instead of 1. As Tallahassee kicks it away. Happy to have all of you in the chat room and here at the Media Tech Institute, where we're broadcasting from tonight, as Robert Merrill returns that up to the 21-yard line, and it's it's Ron Cochran's turn at it again. 9 for 11. He's been the surgeon tonight, but it hasn't necessarily translated.
Yeah, they just haven't taken advantage of the times that they've been in the red zone. But Cochran has looked good when he's not on the ground eating grass, because of this defensive foursome here that's getting him on the ground.
Ron Cochran going to throw, dumps it short. Clifton looking for a block, and Nordellis wanted no part of that. No gain on the play, and that play just didn't come together as Alaska would have wanted. Shout-outs in the chat. Vancouver Legion, Dags83, Cam Audio, which I guess was cleverly made at the beginning of the game. Eric JDWA, Base Scout XI, Lord Mordath, Neon Killer, and many more. Mason Kirby, your quarterback, Stephen, in the chat room. 2nd down and 10, 6:53 to go in the 1st half. 6-3 Storm down by a field goal. Deep ball caught as Mel Klein checked that, gained some separation. 20-15, 10-5, touchdown Alaska. They have the first touchdown of the game, and the Storm gets sick.
Well, look, Optimus Klein has a knack for creating separation before and after the catch. Look at this burst as he catches the ball in stride, a perfectly placed pass, and the defender has absolutely no chance. Look, you got a guy this big. He's built like a linebacker, runs like a running back, and catches like one of the best wide receivers in the league. It is a tough matchup for that smaller defender there, and Klein makes the biggest splash so far in this game for 6, and could be leading the way here to Storm for an upset here.
5,000 bits from Max Jackson for that touchdown. We got a few more as well that came through. The extra point is good for the Storm, and how about it? The 12-2 Alaska Storm up on the undefeated Tallahassee Pride here in the championship game. 2 other times a undefeated team made the championship game. The first time was Minneapolis in season 4, and they ended up winning that game, the only team to finish the season unbeaten. And then the Louisville Wolfpack did it, and were beaten in that championship game by those Maulers a couple of.
And we talk so much, Cam, about momentum and how important momentum is in this game. And clearly Tallahassee here at home. Whoa, what a hit. Clearly Tallahassee at home had that early momentum, but now you can start to feel the shift as both of these defenses have come alive, and now this big explosion of a score here by the Storm has quieted this crowd, and you just feel like Alaska now is starting to get that momentum.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Christensen is just 7 of 13 passing. He's missed on 3 of his last 4. Gossett still with 6 targets, Wilson with 5. Handoff to Inyola as Tallahassee tries to get the run game going. Tobin got thrown off the screen. Tony Willis on the tackle. And maybe this is the solution to Tallahassee's passing game problems here early in the first.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's some big boy hits that are happening out there, Cam. I mean, we can hear them from way up here in the booth, but, man, there are some hits on the field. These guys are delivering the wood. They are psyched up. They have the adrenaline for this game, and they're taking it out on the other team.
Trips left over to Inyola, and look at Alaska all over it. They were ready for that dump off. Fernandez and Carroll bring him down, only a 2-yard pickup, and Tallahassee faces a 3rd down.
I'm a bit surprised, Cam. You know, Tallahassee's known for the big splash plays, those big chunk plays, and they've been hitting the mouth a little bit here by Alaska, and they seem really tentative. So I want to see this offense that we've seen all year explode.
3rd down and 2. Christensen's pass is knocked away. Hernandez jumped the route again. That's 2 passes defended for Hernandez here in the first half, and it's 4th down again for the Pride.
Yeah, and I just don't like the play call. I understand you want to get the 1st down, but it's a real conservative plan, and this is a Tallahassee team that has won by being bold and making those bold plays and bold throws. There was it trying to be a safe throw, and Alaska's defense plays it perfectly.
Stephen, is Alaska going to regret all of these missed opportunities at interceptions? They've had a look at 3 or 4 of these, and they just have not been able to get their mitts on them. Christensen has had issues with interceptions this season. That's kind of his one down.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You'd want them to come away with every one that they get. It's just not realistic. But I think they're in really good position here. They've got to like that their offense has shown so much life, and that you're just coming off a scoring series. If they can put another touchdown on the board, they are in full control of this game. And a lot of people see this Storm as an underdog coming into Tallahassee, a team that hasn't been beaten this season. But let me tell you what, this Storm team has earned the right to be here, and they will dissect you specifically through the passing game if you let them.
And what another vicious hit on special teams as well. We've seen a couple of nasty shots in that department. That pass is dangerously thrown, but caught for a 1st down by Como over the middle. And Cochran not afraid to take those chances. Now 12 of 4.
And he's accurate, Cam. That's the thing. He can throw the ball in tight windows, and he throws a very catchable ball. You can ask all of his wide receivers. You don't see a lot of bobbles from these receivers in Alaska. It's because Cochran just delivers a great ball, and they have built so much chemistry over the season. It's tough for any defense to defend.
Hand off to Nordellis. That's going to lose a yard. Ron Cochran last year when Alaska went 1 and done in the playoffs, he didn't even have a touchdown pass in that game against Vancouver. We've really seen a maturation of number 3 in a Storm.
Yeah, he may not have the flashy numbers that Christensen has, but he has it when it comes to his coaching staff, putting him in positions to win and to make easy throws. And he's made those throws all season, completing 75% of them.
2nd and 11, 3rd down and 5 coming up after Merrill's 6-yard gain to the outside. Stops the clock with 4:15 to go in the first. So Cochran now 13 of 15. Robert Merrill has 5 catches for 36 yards. Klein has 3 for 98 and a touchdown. But Robert Merrill's moved the sticks 4 times, all on his own. 3rd down and 5 from the 47 as Cochran's pass is incomplete. What an effort by Jeff Eaton. He came out of nowhere. He sold out. That's all you want.
You want him to put his body on the line, and there's no bigger game to do that here in the championship game. These guys are going to give everything they have to be hoisting that trophy at the end of this game. They're putting it all out there, Cam, and you got to love it as a fan to be able to watch this.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing everybody in Discord after the game joining our community. Can't wait to say hello. We're a little busy at the moment, but I'm sure our community is welcoming you to the SFL as Kenny Stokes returns that up to the 18-yard line. And that'll bring up a 1st down for Tallahassee, and this offense needs to figure out how they're going to attack Alaska downfield because they haven't figured.
Well, they're going to need to put pressure, on Christensen here. They've been doing a really good job. They need to continue to do so. You just kind of feel like it's a ticking time bomb for Tallahassee. At some point their offense is going to come alive. If you're Tallahassee, you're hoping sooner than later.
Play action from Christensen, and a long one at that, and knocked away again. A.J. Francis, and Alaska is blanketing Ken Gossett. They've taken Tallahassee's best player completely out of the game so far, and I'm really surprised that they've been able to do that so easily.
Yeah, and these big fellas, they have that. I mean, they just have been training for the last 2 weeks here to prepare for Christensen. Obviously, that has been well spent time. And I am really impressed at how these big fellas, how athletic they've been to knock away with these balls.
Handoff to Jay Inyola, picks up just 2, so it's 3rd down and 8 coming up. The clock rolls on here, and this is another critical 3rd down. I don't think Tallahassee's been in this many 3rd downs and a half.
Yeah, they haven't been down much all season. You know, that's one of the knocks on this team is that they haven't really faced a lot of challenges. Certainly, they've had some to get to this point, but they have really bowled over a lot of these teams, and they haven't really had to play behind like this.
3rd down, Christensen again throws into double coverage, tries to force the ball into Trevor Swain, and it is just not happening for the Pride in the first half. They'll have to punt it away again, and I'm not sure that Howard McCoy's leg can take much more.
Yeah, certainly this is a surprise, and a great individual play again by Keyshawn Paul there. These defenders have come to play. I mean, they have been well prepared by this coaching staff, and they are in probably Christensen's head right now, and he is just not making the proper throws that he needs to make. You know, it could be nerves, Cam. This is a championship game, and these two teams are freshmen here. They've never been here before. But you can tell just by watching this that Alaska has a firm grip of this game, and now their offense has another opportunity to expand their lead.
So we are the first competitive controllerless e-sport in the world. These two teams have been scheming and strategizing for the last couple of weeks, trying to get ready for this game. These players got better all season long through player progression, and we'll get your thoughts on it in a moment, Stephen, as you're an owner and a coach in this league as well. As Alaska drops to throw, that's Cochran, and he was pressured and rushed that throw. Anthony Wayo lays a hit on Optimus Klein, and both of these offenses are just kind of scratching their head right now because the defense is...
Yeah, and what penetration there by the defender. I mean, he went right past the center, just a whiff of a block there, and that put your quarterback in an awkward position. He had to deliver the ball on the run, and that's not Cochran's forte.
Second down and 10. Cochran back to pass, flips it outside. Quick little out route to Merrill. Boy, Robert Merrill, that is his route for sure. Now 6 grabs for 37 yards. He's been the highlighter, the first down mover. But a critical 3rd down here, as Alaska would hate to give Christensen one last opportunity before the half.
Yeah, if they can get this first down, try to dwindle down this clock a little bit, I think Alaska will be very happy to go into the locker room with a lead.
Third down and 7. Cochran to throw against a safety blitz, and the blitz got there, and he's dropped down, and it's going to be 4th down. R.J. Manley. You know, Tallahassee's one of those few teams that every so often they'll bring that safety or that corner blitz from the outside, and it has been so effective.
And you wouldn't think that they do so. They have these star defensive linemen that get penetration already pretty easily. If you're a quarterback in the SFL and you have to look for a safety blitz too, I mean, that's just a lot to account for.
Punt is away. Lots of punts here in the second quarter as both of these teams are really going at it on the defensive end as Kenny Stokes returns that up to the 18-yard line. 2:38 to go in the first half. All right, Steven, so you're an owner, you're a coach, you're watching this game play out. What's going through your mind if you're Frank Gooden right now in trying to get your game plan moving here that you spent so long hoping that was going to be the match?
Yeah, I'd be concerned that my offense hasn't really shown the traits that got us to the championship game. I would be wondering when they're going to come alive a little bit. I'm concerned maybe we're running a little bit too much and not getting those chunk plays that Alaska got one off of. But again, let's relatively, this is a tight game, Cam. I mean, one big play from the Pride and suddenly they're in the lead. So you can't be that concerned. You want to see how this plays out.
2-minute warning is coming up. Christensen's averaging 20 yards per completion. Oh, look at Jay Anyola. He's getting some work in. 25 yards on 5 carries, by far his best run of the night.
It's right there by Anyola. Look at him power through this defender. Wow, gives him the shoulder and then takes a shot afterwards. Look, these guys are laying it all on the line, and it's some good football to watch.
2-minute warning here from the Lions Den in Tallahassee. Alaska 10, Tallahassee 6. It's the SFL championship game on the Twitch front page. Presented by APM Music. Still got fans settling in here. We had a crowd out there watching this game there for a little while. That was a lot of fun. 2 minutes left in the first half, and this has been a close one all the way through. Christensen's pass on a crossing route complete to Wilson. The Rookie of the Year candidate picks up 9, brings up second down.
And that's a good sign right there. You know, the coaching staff for Tallahassee likely just wanting to give Christensen a little bit more of his confidence back. Give him a play where you know his receiver's going to get open. Wilson, with that elite speed, he's able to come through that flat route, come across his face, and give him an easy target.
Hand off to Anyola, got the first down up to the 44-yard line. This has been Tallahassee's strongest drive. They have all 3 timeouts. They seem composed, but at some point they're going to have to try a 20 or 25-yard pass, which has been completely ineffective.
Well, Cam, they have played at a high level for all season. We might be expecting too much from them. And let's not forget that Alaska has a formidable defense.
Anyola gets out of bounds on the check down, picks up 6, 2nd and 4, 1:01 left, so that buys Tallahassee some time as they cross over midfield. And momentum is such a big part of the SFL. I don't think Alaska wants to be giving up that touchdown right at the end of the half. It could spell some trouble in the
Yeah, we've seen games flip on one play, and we're in a position with just a 4-point lead for the Storm that one play breaks this game wide open, and suddenly the floodgates allow the Pride to score multiple touchdowns.
Christensen's pass caught over the middle, now no huddle. Caleb Connolly, this is my favorite moment of the game where they wear me out. 1st and 10, 50 seconds to go in the first half. Trips off the right side, back to Christensen. And Christensen fires out to an open receiver. That pass is caught, and a timeout is called with 42 seconds left. That's their first timeout, and that was Connolly again.
Yeah, Connolly wide open there. A little bit of delay of the ball there by Christensen and made Connolly actually have to fall backwards and catch it. You'd really like to see him catch that on the run, try to get that first down, maybe get out of bounds.
So 42 seconds left, 2 timeouts for Tallahassee. 2 backs and 2 receivers. Back to pass is Christensen, and that's a first down to Gossett at the 31-yard line. More no huddle here. Tallahassee keeping those 2 timeouts in their back pocket with 32 seconds to go. 2 backs, 2 receivers, 4 down linemen for Alaska. Alex Dominguez almost got there. Pass is tipped and intercepted. Intercepted the 20, picks up a block. Tony down the sideline is, I believe it's Willis, and still going past the 20. He's going to go. Touchdown Alaska on a pick 6 in the championship game. Tony Willis, what a play.
What a defensive play there by Tony Willis. What a great catch by the defender. We've seen them drop these kind of balls all night. And what a moment in the championship game to make this catch and run it all the way back for a touchdown, breaking this game wide open. Alaska's got a firm hold now of this game and likely will have one going into halftime, Cam. You couldn't have asked for anything better if you're Alaska.
Tony Willis making the play. We saw a pick 6. Last time we were on the front page, it went in San Antonio's favor, not Alaska, and that was a sensational play. That's one of those plays that championship games and teams and players are going to remember forever. And I know Tony Willis, wherever he is, wherever he's watching that game right now, is just freaking.
You know, it reminds me, Cam, it's so reminiscent of James Harrison for the Steelers in the Super Bowl. You know, when he ran back that right before halftime, just like in our situation, ran back a play for a touchdown, a defensive touchdown. That play will go down in the annals of history here in the SFL.
10,000 bits from Jason1347 in the chat. I do believe that is the highest in SFL history, as Stokes returns it up to the 25-yard line with 10 seconds on the clock. And at this point, Tallahassee has got to be just absolutely shocked.
Well, they haven't found themselves in this situation very often, much less in the championship game. Look, you can feel it in this entire stadium. The air has just went out. And we've got fans here that are in shock. I mean, look, nobody was saying this was going to be a blowout, but certainly Tallahassee was heavily favored. And Alaska has just flipped the script on everyone.
Ignola gets the carry. Tallahassee runs the clock down. They seem to be very conservative, trying to figure out just exactly how to play them. Duke Wilson's had a pretty good first half. He's got 4 catches for 64 yards. Gossett 4 catches, 78 yards too, but the lockdown on Gossett in the second quarter, almost all of that was.
Well, you've seen Alaska score on really 2 spectacular plays. We're talking about the Optimus Klein, a big chunk play, kind of a bomb play, and he ran that one, got great separation from his defender and ran that one in. And then now Tony Willis with this great defensive interception touchdown. Without those 2 plays, Cam, this is a lot tighter game. But they have broke that lead out here and are going to go into halftime with really feeling pretty good.
Ignola can't get away. That is the end of the first half of play here in Tallahassee. Wow, what a first half. SFL Championship game presented by APM Music, live from Media Tech Institute. And we've got your first half stats, highlights, and so much more. Stephen, break down the more critical stats in the first half for you.
Well, we've explained it. It's been really 2 spectacular plays. That's the difference in this game. You look at the numbers, and you would think that Tallahassee would be in the lead, but they haven't been able to take advantage of when they've been in the red zone. They've only kicked field goals, and Alaska on the other end of it, they necessarily haven't been great offensively, but they've made the spectacular play.
Made it in critical times, and that's the difference in this game.
3,000 of you. Sorry about that. Steven's mic got cut off there a little bit at halftime. I guess I let my guard down after all the exciting action, and then that's what happens. So it's impossible to do that. I believe we broke a viewership record, 3,132 last I checked in terms of peak viewership. We'll have to check the record books.
Yeah, Cam, I was just explaining, those spectacular plays is what has separated Alaska. They have made the plays when they've counted the most and taken the most advantage of it. This is a game where it started to look like Tallahassee may have control from the very beginning, but the Storm is a resilient team, and they have just played wonderfully, especially on defense. And they have really figured out this really high-powered, that's been high-powered all season, this high-powered Tallahassee offense, and they have entirely shut them down really in the second half. And settling for field goals in this game, that's just something you don't expect from the Pride.
You can join the league as a player, and we'll return to Tallahassee in just a little bit, but you can join the league as a player, as a coach, as a broadcaster, as a stat man, there's so many different things. Stephen, we're going to be on Discord later. I already see that I have 82 notifications on Discord, so that's going to take a while to sift through. I hope I didn't have an early bedtime schedule tonight, because I don't think it's going to.
No, we're going to be too jacked after this game to go to bed. But no, look, it's exciting. What we're doing here is revolutionary. There isn't another esport in the world that's doing what we're doing, and you can get involved. You can get involved as much or as little as you want, but there are places for you. This is a league that is about excitement, it's about involvement, and then a part of it is that we kind of take our hands away from it. We don't have control of the outcome, which is different from what you're going to see in other leagues. And it makes it exciting, it makes it controversial, and it just makes it new and different. And you know what? You don't have a controller. You don't have a controller in your hand to determine the outcome. It isn't about the guy with the best thumbs. It isn't about the kid with the better eyesight or twitch. None of that. It's about who can outsmart who and play a chess game with these plays and these playbooks and progressing their players. So there's so much. I wish I could tell you everything about it, but go check out our website, simulationfl.net, for all the information on how to get involved.
Free agency starts May 9th. The SFL Pro Bowl is on May 20th. Rookie draft is June 1st, and we've got the convention. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you are watching, you can come at a much cheaper rate than anybody that's coming from London, like our friend Liam Crowder is.
Yeah, we're going to get an opportunity to meet some of these guys that I've had, the pleasure of playing in this game. We're going to get to meet them face to face. We're going to press the flesh, and actually build bonds and relationships with these guys that I've known for years, and I get to finally put a face with the name. But if you're new to the league, getting in on that ground floor, maybe you want to be in ownership, maybe owning a team is what you want to do. Getting to know these guys, getting to come meet us in person, certainly puts you at an advantage.
All right, second half is coming up right around the corner. Quick word from our partners, and we'll be back to the Lions Den after this.
Here at MediaTek, our goal is to create a well-rounded media professional. MediaTek is a place where you can turn dreams into reality. Our comprehensive recording arts, digital film, animation, mobile apps, and web development courses are focused on being very hands-on. We are a career-focused school. Our instructors are not only great teachers, they are also working professionals with real-world experience. MediaTek, come see what your future holds.
Show Business Studios can take your dream and make it reality. Any show, anytime, any place. Show Business Studios is limited only by your imagination. Find us at showbusinessstudios.com.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music, by Show Business Studios, by MediaTek Institute, by ScoreStream. Download the ScoreStream app for official live scoring of all Simulation Football League games, and by Richards Printworks, the official merchandise partner of the SFL. Back to Tallahassee, 17-6. The Alaska Storm are pulling off an incredible upset. Not just in the way, or not just in the score right now, but it's the way that they've done it. They've done it all with defense, as Tallahassee will get the ball to start the second half. Why not do another one? Brad Bretchett's got the ball on the tee. Kick it. We're underway here in the second half. On the return, Stokes past the 20. Haven't seen much out of special teams tonight on either side. It's been tough sled.
Yeah, I'm looking for Tallahassee's offense here to try to regroup, make those halftime adjustments, and start doing the things that got them here. Those big chunk plays, go to Gossett, go to Wilson, and let just Christensen just, get away from that conservative game plan and just let it fly.
Hand off to Jay Inyola, picks up 3 yards, and Tallahassee gave Inyola the ball 9 times in the first half for 44 yards. Shout out to Mark and Scott, our stat men behind the scenes. They are giving us live updated stats as we go along in this game, and they have done a phenomenal job. Ryan Tobin had 7 tackles in the first half for Alaska to lead the way. Evan Carroll had 5. And for Tallahassee, the leading tackler is Wyo with just 3, but they've really been spread out. 2nd down and 7, handoff Inyola again. This time Francis wraps them up, no gain, and here we are again, just like that, another 3rd and long for the...
Yeah, at some point, Tallahassee's going to have to air the ball out. I mean, look, when's the last time that we saw the Pride offense run on 1st and 2nd down? It's just not their MO, and this game is going to force them to go to the air at some point.
3rd down, 7, 1 minute into the 3rd quarter. Christensen's pass deep. It's caught by Wilson. How did he catch that in bounds? What a beautiful play in traffic. Ryan Davidson shoves him out of bounds, and that was probably the best play of the night for the Pride.
You can't have better coverage than that, Cam. He was in the guy's face. That's what we're talking about. Christensen, trusting the receiver.
That could have been another one of those defensive bat downs. But Christensen, he just needs to trust his receivers to make plays. There, Wilson's number's called, and he makes the big play.
Some in the chat wanting Alaska to challenge, but no challenge there. Jay and Yola getting work in. 2nd and inches coming up. And I tell you what, man, Jay and Yola, he's starting to get a rhythm now. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, and the star of their last game, the championship, the conference championship, and Yola had a big part in that. And the Pride looking to continue that here. If he makes runs like that, they'll get back in this game quickly.
And Jay and Yola's not going to get the first down. He runs sideways. Hey, shout out to Console Pitt there in the chat. Tuned in, thought, what the heck is this? And he's enjoying himself, and that's the kind of reaction we like to see.
Well, welcome to all the new viewers out there that are wondering, what in the world is this? This is the Simulation Football League. Welcome home, my friend. You have found a place that you can stay and you can thrive and you can be a player on the field.
3rd down and 1. They're going to stick with it. Yoli lost the ball, and Alaska recovers. The fumble recovered by Pierre Lyon, and just like that, once again, it's the Storm with all the momentum.
The Storm defense has this Tallahassee Pride offense in a haze. We have not seen this high-powered offense get handled like this all season. Look, the Pride may be undefeated. One of their only reasons, maybe because they haven't played the Storm enough, Cam. The Storm have come to play, and the Pride just look confused out there.
Tony Willis forced the fumble. He had the pick 6. Tony Willis is having the game of his life out there in the championship game as Cochran gets hit as he throws, and Robert Merrill picks.
Well, this just points perfectly to the game that Alaska wants to play now. They're going to play ball control. They're going to give it to the most accurate passer in the game right now. And they're just going to continue to just methodically move the ball down the field, control this clock. They have control of this game in Tallahassee against an undefeated Pride team. You couldn't write this story, Cam.
It's really quite unbelievable, the plays that Alaska have made tonight as Cochran floats it outside, caught by Klein, got another first down. No, they said he was out of bounds. We might see a challenge there from Max Paul. That was very...
Well, regardless if they call that or not, look, Cochran looks unfazed. Like, you wouldn't know that this was the championship game, and they are going to challenge it, Cam. Alaska throws it. I think he was in.
We're going to get a look. We're going to get a look at this here. All right. Need 1 foot on the sideline. Cochran over to Klein. This is a pivotal call. This is the first down. I think he got...
Yeah, I'm not sure what the stripes are seeing there. It looked like he had 2 feet.
After review, the pass has been ruled complete.
And look at that, man. Max Paul is just pushing all the right buttons here tonight. Wins the challenge, gets a first down. Klein gets another catch, and Cochran 16 of 20 for 199 yards, and Optimus Klein now has 104 yards on.
And the amazing part to me, Cam, is how easy they're making it look right now. I mean, look, there's no pressure on them right now. They are just playing their game, and they're throwing those short outs down the middle. And there's another example right there. Clifton has been open down the middle for a majority of this game, and at 6'7", just a monster target for his quarterback.
So another first down here, 8 minutes to go in the third. Neither of these teams have ever been to an SFL championship game. And right now, Alaska's got control. They are on the move. Tallahassee's defense, relatively quiet. Their defensive front, after getting that 4th sack, nada. Haven't been in this game lately as Cochran avoids a sack and completes it to Optimus Klein. Looked like the defensive line couldn't see Klein. He's just blending in with the rest of the Alaska offense as they blitz their way down the field.
Look at Cochran here, able to maneuver through the chaos, takes a step to the left, can buy his receivers a little extra time,
Ball, Cam. This is the reason why you want a veteran like Cochran under center for times like this. The game isn't too much for him right now.
Eat Some Beans TV says, why is this so fascinating? As Cochran outside, caught by Merrill. Merrill pushing for the end zone. He won't get there. Kenny Stokes does a good job of standing it up. First and goal on the one. This is gut check time for.
And Merrill's the king of these kind of plays. He'll get the first down for you. He's not going to make the splashy plays. He's not going to be on ESPN necessarily, but he'll get you those yards and rack up those receptions and get you those hard, tough-nosed yards. Now, Cam, I want to see, this is where Alaska, without a really dominant running game, they may struggle here. Well, let's see what happens.
First and goal from the one. Do they give it off to Nordellis? No. Cochran going to throw. Cochran back in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! What a throw! Jeff Como!
Who's a 6'6" target in the back of the end zone. It can't be any cleaner for Cochran.
Extra point coming. Wow, 23-6 on the road. Extra point for Brechet is good. The Alaska Storm are up 24-6. And wow, just an incredible performance so far, but we have seen craziness in SFL games, and we know this Tallahassee offense is big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I don't think anyone thought we would be here 24-6, but certainly not over. I mean, this Tallahassee offense needs to wake up. We need to see what, the things that got them here have just not been happening, and they followed a different game plan. They've run the ball a lot. They just can't afford to right now, and we're talking about halfway through the third quarter, Cam, and I'm already saying, they've got to put some points on the board.
So first down for the Pride, and their field position has not been too good either. Brechet has been pinning them back pretty good. Tallahassee is really struggling. 24-6. The Pride need answers. Christensen is 13 of 23 passing, and his average has gone down to 14.5. Handoff to Connolly. The fullback has some space, picks up 9 yards. And honestly, if I'm Tallahassee, I'm wondering if maybe the answer is to just keep the ball on the ground. There's still a lot of time in
there. As long as they don't fumble the ball. That's the key. You want to run the ball. I understand doing that and staying with your game plan. I am just struggling with their lack of urgency in their play. They've got to have a running clock in their head, know the situation, and understand, they don't have too many more opportunities left. They need to start taking advantage of some of these.
Second down, one, handoff to Ignola. He picks up a first down to the 32-yard line, and we just want to remind all of you out there, if you're interested in joining the SFL, make sure you join our Discord community. You can do that in the chat. You can do that underneath. You can do that on our website, simulationfl.net. You can do it from anywhere, on any device, anytime. So join the SFL family today. First and 10, 5:50 to go in the third, 24-6. Back to pass, Christensen. Christensen short throw out to Connolly, and he avoids a hit from going out of bounds. Pickup of 2, second down and 8. Tallahassee still searching for answers, but their drive is coming together a little bit.
Well, and maybe here's a positive. That's one of the only times in this game I've seen them throw on first down. Didn't do much for their yardage, but maybe it's a mentality shift here. Maybe they'll start throwing it a little bit more.
5:39 to go in the third. Alaska's up 18, but the game is not over yet. Plenty of time as the handoff goes to Ignola. Ignola gets away. Ignola 45-50. That's one man to beat. It's Tony Willis, and Willis will bring him down again. The man has been unbelievable tonight. Stops a touchdown, but Tallahassee moves the chain.
Oh, man, on a great run by Ignola there, we're talking about Willis, because Willis has been all over the field tonight. But, yeah, that's the reason why you keep chipping away at this defense. Eventually, you know that Ignola is going to get an opportunity to run big plays like this and bust open this defense. You would have loved if that would have gone for a score, but you can understand why Tallahassee they still want to run the ball. They see an opportunity there. I just don't know if the clock's going to allow them to do that much.
5 minutes to go in the third, 24-6. Storm up, but Tallahassee driving. Christensen against the late blitz. Caught by Wilson, wide open. Boy, I haven't seen a Tallahassee receiver that wide open all night. First down to the 25 as the Pride are putting together their best drive.
Yeah, and Christensen delivering a ball despite the pressure on top of him, and he's able to hold it just long enough so that his receiver can get open, and Wilson and makes the great play. First down. They're starting to string some plays together here, Cam. Looks like they're starting to come alive a little bit.
C. Pundy, Console Pit, Dags 83, Shacker 3, James Klein 16 in the chat, among many, many others, as Jay and Yola picks up 4. Second down and 6, nearing the red zone is Tallahassee, and even a field goal makes it a 2.
Yeah, you've got to be encouraged if you're Tallahassee by the offense that you've seen here on this series. It's been good. It's been consistent. We haven't seen this since the first quarter. And let's see if they can take advantage of it and get into the end zone.
Brian Tobin up to 9 tackles.
9 tackles. Tobin up to 9 tackles, and check that, sorry, Willis with 6. That's a first down completion out to Duke Wilson for the 14-yard line. So the Pride now officially in the red zone, and Christensen has upped his completion percentage to 16 of 20.
Now, if you're going to run the ball here in the red zone, this is where you want to do it. This is where you'd want to run the, as we get closer to the goal line, you'd want to run the ball a little bit more, but it looks like they want to try and pass.
No, they're going to hand it off out of the shotgun on a counter, and Inyola's got some space. Francis makes the stop. Picked up a 4, second down and 6 coming at the 10. Ken Gossett still with just 4 catches in this championship.
Well, you've got to imagine that, Christensen is a little shaky despite all of his success this season in this game. He's not wanting to risk throwing an interception and really sealing this game.
Christensen going to throw. Christensen outside Gossett, but it's short of the sticks. That could be critical. Picks up 5.
Picks up 5 out to the, 5.5 yard line. Third down and 1 as Gossett gets catch number 5 on the night.
Well, everything tells you that Tallahassee would want to run here. I mean, they have a star fullback. They have a running back who's played relatively well all game. But you never know with this offense. They could flip the script a little bit and throw the ball. Interesting to see what they do here. 3rd and 1.
Third down and 1. They're going to hand it off to Inyola. He's not going to get there. What a stop by Francis. They are just all over him, particularly on the right side of the line tonight. And even though Alex Dominguez has done almost nothing all night long in terms of tackles or sacks or quarterback press, and they've got the offense on the field on 4th and 2. I can't.
Yeah, let's see if they're just faking it here, if they're actually going to go for it.
That would be intense. 15 on the play clock. Tallahassee, they'd be fools, honestly, to go. But you got to kick the field goal, make it a 2-score game, and that's exactly what the Pride are going to do. So they're going to bring the field goal kicker out, Richard Douglas, for his 3rd field goal of the night. It makes it a 2-score game, and that'll help Tallahassee sort of extend this game along. But their defense has to step up. We haven't even said Alex Bond's name tonight.
Well, look, Cam, it's this Storm defense that's really impressed me. They have made the plays they needed to. Tallahassee's had some extended offensive runs, and the Storm have just made the stops, the critical stops, and even scored, to get the points on the board. So this defense is playing out of their minds right now.
Chip shot field goal from 23 yards away. That's Douglas, and that kick is good, and both kickers have been really good tonight. 24-9 is the score. And if you're just joining us for the first time, we're the first competitive controllerless esport in the world. 18 teams, now 21 teams, and instead of over 300 members, it's now 450 members because we just can't keep up with all the growth in our graphics. Somebody's got to fire that guy who's put that out-of-date information up there. This is Merrill from inside his 10, and Merrill shakes off a tackler, gets out to the 31-yard line. 2:03 left in the third, and it's up to the Pride defense to keep.
And, Alaska's running game is underrated. Certainly, you want to start thinking about, at this point, taking control of the clock in this game, just running that down. You've got a good, solid lead. Your defense is playing awesome. but this is a Storm offense that's built to pass. So I don't expect them to stop doing so, but I would want them to run a little bit more when possible.
Pass is caught by Optimus Klein, 120 yards on 5 catches now for Klein. And, of course, he had that big one early, and Alaska's got a first down. And the Storm offense just really has not been stopped since that initial drive.
I think it begins and ends with Cochran. I mean, this guy is the most accurate passer in the SFL for a reason. He's shown an ability to really stand tall in the pocket, delivers the ball with accuracy, and delivers a ball with good spin and catchable, and it doesn't flinch much.
Cochran's pass caught by Klein, picks up 3 out to the 46-yard line. An update on the quarterback numbers. Cochran now a whopping 21 of 25. He's over his 75% completion percentage average, which is best in the league. 2 touchdowns, no picks, 243 yards. And Robert Merrill's moved the chains 5 times, Optimus Klein 4 times, Jeff Como 2 times, and Clifton has caught everything that's been thrown to him. They've been all over the place. Cochran against a blitz, dangerous ball, and nearly picked off. That pass is caught by P.J. Hernandez. That's his first reception of the night. Pickup of 3 third.
And that's really been the difference in this game. You know, these defenses of just playing opposite, of each other. Alaska, you would typically see that ball knocked away or maybe even intercepted. There, the Pride can't get in position to knock the ball away, and it's a short completion.
3rd down and 4. Cochran, 3-step drop, has an open man. Caught, first down, Robert Merrill. 6th first down. He got hit hard by Kenny Stokes. Clear into his bench, but well in the field of play. Moves the chains, and Tallahassee's defense just can knock it off.
And I can't speak enough on the relationship between Cochran and Merrill. The way the quarterback was able to lead Merrill and actually allow him to lean across the line to get that first down. He's protecting his receiver. He's getting the first down. These guys just work so well together.
Handoff to Nordellis, picks up 5 yards. Stanley Nordellis, just 6 carries, 11 yards tonight. Alaska, the worst running team in the league, and you would think, oh, they're just a super pass team and they just score a bunch of points and run up the score. But no, this is a very short, methodical passing game, and we have seen that once again on display.
You know, and surprisingly, they can run the ball. And, you know, they have Nordellis who will get them the hard yards between the tackle. He's surprisingly speedy to get, across the line. He's a good running back.
Final play of the 3rd quarter, deep ball caught. It's Robert Merrill for a touchdown, and Alaska is pouring it on at the end of the 3rd quarter. What a drive to answer Tallahassee's score. Going into the 4th, it's 30-9.
It must be Freaky Friday. I mean, these two offenses have switched bodies, and we're seeing all these explosive plays from Alaska that we're used to seeing from Tallahassee. And they're making the bold plays, Cam. They're not playing conservative, and they're getting those splash plays within their offense. They're just putting on a clinic out here tonight, Cam, and they're doing it, boy, in the championship game. The Storm, they've got to be so excited on the sidelines right now.
2,722 people watching this, and Stephen, we just don't see this. A road team, especially against an unbeaten team, doing this, and we'll talk about that more in a moment. End of the 3rd quarter, Alaska 31, Tallahassee 9. Incredible. We're back after these messages.
Here at MediaTek, our goal is to create a well-rounded media professional. MediaTek is a place where you can turn dreams into reality. Our comprehensive recording arts, digital film, animation, mobile apps, and web development courses are focused on being very hands-on. We are a career-focused school. Our instructors are not only great teachers, they are also working professionals with real-world experience. MediaTek, come see what your future holds.
Is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com and visit their all-new esports landing page to find the best highlight music, heroic action, and epic sounds to boost the quality of your esports stream just like us. Log on to forum.apmmusic.com/esports for more information. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Start of the fourth quarter. This is the SFL Network presented by APM Music on the front page of Twitch. Hello, everybody. Start of the fourth quarter. SFL championship game. And it has just been an unbelievable, we got an unbelievable upset brewing as the Alaska Storm are just burying the Tallahassee Pride right now. And we're seeing history before our eyes, an unbeaten, a team that averaged over 30 points a game in the regular season, a team that blew away offensive numbers. Everybody thought, oh, this team is just unstoppable. Well, Alaska has proven tonight that that is just not the case. There is no such thing in the SFL.
Well, that's the reason you play these games. You don't know the outcome until they're actually played. And whatever stats or whatever numbers there are, they don't always determine what the outcome is going to be. And, you know, tonight, it's just been, for me, can we just give the MVP trophy to this entire Alaska defense? They have played out of their minds, making critical stops and critical interceptions, one for a touchdown when they've needed it. And they have really throttled what has been the most high-powered offense in the SFL.
I don't like that decision at all. Give it to Tony Willis. This guy has been unbelievable. Is that pass? What is Christensen doing? How about Jay Yola bailing out his quarterback? Makes something out of absolutely nothing, and Tallahassee moves the.
And you know what? Eniola has not been the problem here. They've gone to him plenty tonight, maybe a little bit more than most people thought they would, but he's made a lot of plays for them. For me, the story is Christensen. You know, he just seems discombobulated a little bit, and, you know, it's the pressure. Look, this guy has been the top quarterback in the SFL all season, had that reigning over everyone, and here in the most critical game is coming up short.
First down for the Pride, split backs in the backfield. Christensen, whoa, boy, what a route, man. Ken Gossett, just speedy across the middle of the field, and Tallahassee's got a first, and Gossett's got catch.
Yeah, for anyone who thinks that this game is over, you guys have not been watching Tallahassee this season. This offense can get it going and get it going fast. I'm just shocked that they haven't so far. We've seen inklings like this all throughout this game. We just need to see more consistency, specifically in the red zone.
Pass outside to Gossett. Nice play. Evan Carroll, another tackle. Gossett now 8 catches for 104 yards. And you know how accurate our stat team is tonight? That was exactly right. They've had it.
Well, these guys are the unsung heroes for us. I mean, they are in the background for us. They are collecting these stats for us. They keep us up to date. We couldn't do this job as effectively and have as much fun without them.
Christensen going to throw again, giving Alaska some of their own medicine as Duke Wilson almost gets out of a double-team tackle. He picks up a first down to the Storm 34-yard line, and here we are again. Tallahassee's in scoring position, but they just have not been able to.
No, they haven't, and you know, and we expected a little bit more from them out of halftime. Hopefully, making some of those adjustments. But it just seems like to me that this Alaska defense was just prepared perfectly for this game.
First down, 8:25 to go in the fourth. It's not over yet. Christensen and Tallahassee. Oh, Duke Wilson got it popped out. No, they said he caught it. Now, how is that possible? We're going to have to get some sort of replay on that or something. I thought for sure Duke Wilson. What is it? Complete the process of the yada, 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 gain.
I don't think anyone knows what constitutes a catch anymore, not just here in the SFL, but anywhere. That looked like he let the ball go a little too early for me, but, hey, the Stripes called it a catch.
Hand off to Inyola. Look at all that room as the tackle's made by Chris Mack, his first of the night. Third down and 3 and a 4-yard pickup. Tallahassee just don't have a lot of sense of urgency here, and I understand it's only 3 touchdowns and we got 8 minutes left, and we have seen this team do that this season, but I just would have thought we'd see.
Yeah, it's amazing that you say that it's only 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's how much respect we have for this Tallahassee offense, but they have just seemed to have lost their spark here. Wow, one hand.
Nice play there by Gossett, 261 yards now for Christensen, but you look at Cochran's perfect quarterback record. Tony Willis had the pick 6 in the first half that really broke this game open at 17-6, but 7:20 and counting. Here we are, Tallahassee back in the red zone, and this time they can't. First down, 2 in the backfield, back to pass Christensen. Christensen's going to get sacked, and there he is. I've been waiting for it all night. Big, sexy Alex Dominguez with the sack, and that's a lot.
Well, you know that his number was going to get called at some point. I mean, this is the reigning defensive MVP, and number one in total sacks this season, 19 and a half on the season. This guy affects the play. Even when you don't call his number, Cam, he's getting pressure on the quarterback.
Christensen short, dump off. Jay Yola dispatches a defender, picks up 6 out to the 17-yard line. But again, Tallahassee is just bleeding so much clock here, and I have a theory. There's just not anything open.
Well, Iniola playing with so much heart right now. He's doing everything he can on the field to try and get them back into this game. But here we are, 3rd and 7 in the red zone again. Can they convert?
Christensen going to the end zone. Gossett caught, touchdown. Ken Gossett finally wins a battle over Evan Carroll tonight, and it's a 2-possession game. Don't go.
We talk about trust, and that's what these two guys have had all season, and we need to see more of tonight. Christensen, trust Gossett. This is the number 1-1-2 combo in the league. There's a reason why this guy's the top receiver in the SFL. Give him an opportunity to make some plays. Glad to see that we're seeing that. I just wish it wasn't so late here in the game.
Gossett now 10 catches on 14 targets. At one point, he had 4 catches on 8 targets, so he's caught the last 6 balls that have been thrown to him, and that's critical because that shows you that Ken Gossett's starting to win the battles and possibly win the war here. 5:25 to go in the 4th quarter. It's 31-16. It's a 2-possession game. Here we go. Tallahassee's defense has got to get.
Yeah, and saw somebody in the comments to talk about this is the time for onside. Not quite yet. They still have enough time to try and get back into this game. You're looking at probably the 5-minute mark for that. So they're going to figure that they're going to give their defense an opportunity to stop this Storm offense, which they've struggled to do all night.
Merrill on the return will not reach the 30, or, well, maybe they will. Spots it just on the marker of the 30-yard line. 31-16, the first competitive controllerless esport in the world. For all of you that are joining, nearly 3,000 of you still hanging with us as Tallahassee, the undefeated Pride, are just trying to stay with this Alaska Storm team that has played one of the best games, probably the best game of their franchise's history. 4 receivers, empty set for Cochran. Cochran fires down the middle. Look at the open receiver. They are just dissecting the Tallahassee Pride. Pass caught by Jose Galeano, and it's another first down.
And most teams you would expect would run the ball here, Cam. They want to run the clock and use that against the Pride. But this is not how the Storm are built. They are built to pass the ball. And, you know, they will run occasionally, and I expect them to run a little bit here, but their best and most efficient offensive weapon is the pass.
Cochran, boy, that was dangerous, and you could tell just off his back foot, running away from Fats there, who was trying to bring him down. 2nd and 10 coming up, and that was the first time we've seen Tallahassee with any kind of significant pressure since.
Yeah, and I think the receiver came up lame there on that. I saw him reach down for his calf. Look, we're talking about the end of the game here. These guys are winning. They're gassed. There's going to be, you know, hamstring issues and things like that. Got to stay hydrated on the sidelines.
Handoff to Nordellis, and Nordellis picks up 5 to bring up 3rd down and 5. Hey, shout out to the skill players tonight. We've got 5 players now over 100 yards of offense. Robert Merrill, 114 yards. Optimus Klein, 123 yards. Ken Gossett, 124 yards. Duke Wilson, 108 yards. And Jay Inyola, 100 yards on 19 carries. The clock is ticking. 3rd down and 5 at the Alaska 45-yard line. This is a critical 3rd down for Tallahassee's chances. Cochran's pass, caught, 1st down. Stokes with the tackle. And another catch for Yassine Clifton on 3rd down. And look at Cochran's rating. This guy has been just incredible tonight for Alaska.
Yeah, you're playing right into the strength of the Storm offense. I mean, that's what they do. They convert those short 3rd down plays, and there's no better target for Cochran than Clifton on there. The 6'7" tight end right down the middle of the field.
Man, Alex Bond has been nowhere to be found tonight. Neither has Michael Sprouse, as Alaska has just really found the momentum, wasting some clock here just a little bit. That's a nice wrap-up tackle there for Carroll. Gain of nothing, and I wouldn't expect Alaska to stay too conservative, but this clock is probably going to tick under 3 minutes before the Pride can even get there.
And we haven't really talked much about this defensive line here for Tallahassee. They just kind of disappeared here in the second half, and they were so dominant in that first half, but you know, the entire Tallahassee defense here, they just struggled all night.
2nd and 10, 3:40 and counting, and they are milking that play clock down to 6, down to 5. Tallahassee's 4 defensive front. They may be a little gassed too, Steven. They've been on the field a long time. Nordellis picks up 5, and this Alaska offense can work.
Yeah, this is going to be a critical 3rd down right here. 3rd and 5. If Alaska's able to convert this, you would think that they would really dwindle the time and the clock down to a point where, you know, Tallahassee's not going to get back into this game. And if you're the Pride, you need to give your offense an opportunity, who just scored on the previous series, to get you back into this game.
14 and 1 chants are ringing through the chat room right now on the Twitch front page. 3:04 to go in the 4th, live from the MediaTek Institute here in Dallas. We are broadcasting the SFL Championship game, and another Alaska first down. Just unbelievable perfection out of Alaska tonight as they just keep the clock. There is just no end in sight.
Yeah, and this defense hasn't stepped up to stop those short passes. You know, Alaska has been the team that's had the spectacular plays, both on offense and on defense. The type of plays that we've seen from Tallahassee all year. And Tallahassee has just looked confused for the most part on both sides of the ball.
Clock still running, 2:22 and counting. Pride have 2 timeouts, and they got the 2-minute warning. The handoff goes to Nordellis. Nordellis got some space, gets to the 29. That's in Breccia's field goal range, which he's a really good kicker here for Alaska, nearly automatic most nights, which would make this a 3-score game. They got to get a turnover right here as we hit the 2-minute warning. What a game! Tallahassee doing their best, but Alaska is playing just perfect ball. This is the SFL's 10th championship game presented by APM Music on the SFL Network on Twitch TV. Twitch front page tonight, and with you all, 21:57 still hanging on as Alaska trying to wrap this up. 2 timeouts in the back pocket of Tallahassee. Handoff to Nordellis. He's put down. Timeout is called, down to 1. 3rd and 6. They mark it for loss. Johnson on the tackle. We got SFL honors on Friday night. We'll find out the inaugural Hall of Fame class. We'll find out who's going to the Pro Bowl, participating in that game in May 20th. We'll have the Pro Bowl draft coming up here in a couple of weeks. So we've still got a lot of fun, even though we're wrapping up the 10th season. Game number 703 in the SFL's historic history. It's 3rd down for Alaska. The handoff goes to Nordellis, and wow, he gets his head blown off. That's no gain. Tallahassee calls a timeout, and there he is, Alex Bond. He's one of the best defensive players on this team. And finally, he comes up with a play, and now they're going to need to block this kick or hope that Breccia's having an off.
Yeah, you don't want to say too little too late, especially with this, you know, dynamic offense for the Pride. But boy, you know, the Storm here, good to get another field goal on top of this, another scoring series for Alaska. And you just got to think, what a terrific coaching job, what a terrific job by these players and their player progressions here for Alaska to slay the Tallahassee this season. What an unbelievable storyline for them.
And that field goal is good with 1:50 to go. Alaska's made this a 3-score game and have basically put this out of reach, and Breccia gets it done again. And that's, you talk about star kickers all the time, investing that money into kickers. It's paid off for teams.
Yeah, you have to weigh, you know, as an owner, you got to weigh the cost of what it costs to have a kicker on your roster that's a star and paid kicker, with having one that just really just kind of coming off the streets, you know. And it just depends, you know, in these kind of situations it certainly helps you, but it costs you in other areas of the roster.
Stokes returns that out to the 25. So Tallahassee's out of timeouts. They're just about done for here, and now we have to start possibly celebrating this 14-1 season somehow for Tallahassee. It's hard to celebrate. They were so good this season, and right now time is just running out on these.
Well, I mean, I think you got to keep your head up no matter what. You know, if you're Tallahassee, you've had just a wonderful season, a dream season. It just didn't end the way that you wanted it to. But you know what? You got to use that to stoke the fires for next season. And, you know, if you can repeat the success that you had this year and just at the end there, you know, make some different choices, maybe one or two different plays, Cam, and this is an entirely different ball game. But let's not take anything away from Alaska. Max, Paul, Mighty, what a wonderful job you've done all season. You guys deserve this. Congratulations. I don't want to put the pride in the coffin too early, but Alaska just did such a wonderful job tonight.
Christensen, deep ball knocked away. The corner, the specialty of this roster, and I.B. Lurkin knocks it away. It's only fitting that he also gets to make a play late in the game, and the clock should have stopped, forgive us, with 1:38 to go. That's what's left.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Alaska, you're probably subbing in everybody and their mama that's on the bench there because, you know, get them in, get them some playing time in the championship game, but not letting up here.
Pass is caught by Conley. First down to the 39-yard line. Clock is rolling on Christensen, and Alaska's counting down to spoiling all these fans' hopes of an undefeated season and a championship. Did he get out of bounds there? No, they said he did not. Second down and 3. The contact and tackle made before he got out of bounds. 1:05 to go. Hernandez racing to the to the top of the screen as Christensen takes the snap, fires it out to the sideline. That'll definitely stop the clock as Ken Gossett makes yet another catch. But man, this Alaska Storm team, they're going to be in a reshaped Western Conference next year, and Mexico City comes into the conference, Sioux Falls comes into the conference, and they go, dang, man, we just played them in the playoffs to have to get.
And let's not forget that Mighty's mentor is coming back into the league as well in TJ. So, you know, he's got expansion teams to face. It's going to be a difficult road for both of these teams to repeat the success that they had this year. They're certainly the favorites to do so.
Christensen to pass, caught. That's a first down, but the clock continues to move. You know, we'll have some really interesting matchups coming up in season 11. You talk about the return of TJ into the fold. You've got a lot of former mentors playing their proteges in Denver, playing Vancouver again, in Las Vegas, playing San Francisco. This is just going to be a crazy season. I don't know how we're going to get all the games done, but we've done it for 10 seasons in a row, so we're going to figure something out.
Well, you're going to have plenty of help. I mean, and it looks like here, if we get these guys that are watching the game tonight could step into some pivotal roles for us, it's going to make your job a little bit easier. But let me tell you what, guys, the way to ownership, at least it appears to be, is to get involved. Get your own player. Get a coaching gig. Do some scouting. Invest yourself in this league, and it can pay dividends.
Last spot for Pride touchdown, really in garbage time, as the Tobin was out there. But Duke Wilson, the rookie, gets the score, so that's got to feel good for him and this in this Pride unit. Tallahassee did not go away. They were not going to go down without a fight, and we'll see an onside kick, and who knows, maybe we'll see some more history here on the front page.
Yeah, we can only hope, right? But yeah, for Tallahassee, look, you've had a great season. I mean, you have gone undefeated to this point, and you have fought a really tough battle against one of the best teams. Well, I guess now we're crowning them the best team in the SFL. Nothing to be ashamed of. You know, the work that you've put in, all of your players, you guys that have progressed from week to week, you guys that have been earning your bits and putting those in, you know, from all of us owners to the coaches, to the GMs, to the players, to the stats guy, to the scouts, all you guys, thank you so much. You make up what this league is about, and we couldn't have what we have today without you.
So 28 seconds, onside kick. Tallahassee does not have any timeouts. They're going to need something nice from Richard Douglas. He can pop it up, and that's not what he was looking for. That wasn't even close. Alaska's going to take a knee, and they're going to head into the locker room, and they're going to, I think they may make a little.
Yeah, just what a wonderful story. I mean, they're popping bottles in Alaska. It's probably freezing while it's in the air, right, Cam? But look, Mighty and crew, Optimus Klein, Robert Merrill, Alex Dominguez, Big Sexy, Tony Willis. These names we've known for a long time. They are stars in our league and have, so deserve this. All their time, all of their efforts, all those nights, working a full-time job, then, Mighty coming home and watching game film and putting playbooks together. It's made this, made it all worth it here as we crown them SFL champions tonight.
Ron Cochran, Tony Willis, and company. It's time to celebrate for the first time in franchise history. The Alaska Storm are SFL champions. What a job by the Alaska Storm front office and all of their incredible players and coaching staff and scouting team. And hey, I know where some players are going to want to be playing next year, especially in the rookie draft. What an incredible night! Just so appreciative of everybody watching. Final stats and analysis and highlights scroll across the screen. Steven, just your overall thoughts on how this game developed from the 3-and-out on the very first play to all of the critical plays Alaska made.
Yeah, from the very beginning, Tallahassee just didn't seem to quite have the stuff that they've shown all year. They just didn't seem to have it offensively. And Alaska, once they got a hold of this game there in the second quarter, they just never let go and they never let up. And the Pride, specifically on defense, just didn't have an answer, and their offense did them no favors. But let me talk about these two owners for a second, Cam. Frank Gooden, the owner of Tallahassee, Max Paul, the owner for Alaska, two quality gentlemen, gentlemen that I'll have the pleasure of actually getting to meet at the upcoming convention. You can too. But these gentlemen, from everything that I know about them, Cam, they are just quality people that we have built this league on. And I think, you couldn't have had two better owners facing each other. Just personified class and men that you not only, want to share a league with, want to share a beer with too. Just good guys.
Well, Tony Willis, I don't know who's going to get player of the game. Ron Cochran, he completed 84% of his passes here tonight. He's probably going to get the honor from 2K, but I think we'll have a soft place in our hearts for Tony Willis tonight. The pick six, the forced fumble, those were arguably the two biggest plays of the game, and ultimately possibly the difference in an 11-point victory for the Storm. What a night. We're just getting started here in the Simulation Football League. SFL Convention, Rookie Draft, Expansion Draft, Pro Bowl, all sorts of stuff. Ron Cochran, your player of the game, a quarterback rating of 135. Steven, give the people one last word, one last thought before we check out our 121 notifications on Discord. It's going to break the server, I'm telling you. I'm just so happy to be a part of this league. It's grown in leaps and bounds in just the last couple of years, and we just continue to grow. And we've got some exciting things planned for the future for you guys. I know a lot of you don't know about it, but you'll learn soon. We've got some exciting partners that we're partnering with for the first time this season, and we look to build those relationships. But look, you guys are the foundation of this. We couldn't do it without you. We need you to be involved. We want you to be excited. We want you to be the MVP of this championship game, celebrating with your friends and family at home. Yeah, we know it's a video game, but it's much more to us. This is real for us. We spend time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears to make this happen, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. Well, the Alaska Storm, the Season 10 champions, the Mexico City Aztecs, the Season 9 champions. Now they're in the same conference. It smells like an opening night matchup to me. Alaska, the Season 10 champions. The final score over the Tallahassee Pride, 34-23. Just a quick rundown of the final stats. Ron Cochran, 27 of 32, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was immaculate tonight. Robert Merrill, 10 catches, 114 yards. Merrill and Klein combined to move the chains 11 times. On defense, Evan Carroll had 11 tackles. Ryan Tobin had 10. Tony Willis had 6. He also had a tackle for loss, along with that pick and forced fumble. On the Tallahassee side, Christensen, 33 of 45, 357 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Jay Agnola, 19 carries, 100 yards. Duke Wilson, 10 catches, 138 yards. Ken Gossett, 13 catches, 143 yards, and a litany of other contributors. 4 sacks for Tallahassee, all in the first half. They did not have a single sack in the second half. And if anyone's thinking to themselves, wow, those stats sound pretty much like an NFL game, right? That's what we do. That's what we're all about. 34-23, Alaska beats Tallahassee. Thanks, Stephen.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we did. And you know what? We're not done. There's plenty in the offseason to do, and we've got so much planned for season 11. Get on board now.
The following has been a special presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. For Stephen Mullinex, for Scott and Mark on stats, for all of our wonderful hosts at Media Tech Institute. Shout outs to Shapes and Forms, who came all this way to check out the game. And shout out to Mike Peters, who was here, also came all the way from San Antonio today. He said, you know what, I'm not missing this for the world. And we're glad that all of you out there didn't miss it either. 34-23, Alaska beats Tallahassee from the SFL. We'll see you on the other side, back in the server and back on Twitch TV in just a little while. See you around.
Dilly dilly.